to think of it, if there was a shattered glass version of me, I wonder what I'd be doing right now. Let's take a look at some shattered glass figures. I hope you get the joke. Actually, I'd probably be reviewing a Gundam. Something completely unexpected from Hasbro. With their War for Cybertron line, they decided to add a select box set with Optimus Prime and Ratchet in their shattered glass forms. The theme is infamous for fans, and it was exciting that it got recognition. In this alternate universe, the Autobots are the villains and the Decepticons are the heroes. Optimus is the menacing leader, spreading chaos wherever he goes. And Ratchet is the psycho medic who swaps body parts for messed up objects. Special thanks to Trans Aaron 38 for sending this. Both figures use their Earthrise molds, but are completely decked out with their alternate universe evil repaints, most of which carried over from the regular theme of the Decepticons with proud purples and dark tones. The tyrannical leader uses the Generation 1 alt form, now completely removing those Cybertronian eyebrows and headlight gunners of the Siege form. What a proper boxy truck. I love how all the panels come together with amazing texturing upon a classic configuration. Yep, those are the arms and those are the legs. Did you expect any different? However, this is certainly Optimus going bad, not just dark like Nemesis Prime, who sometimes feels like an unnatural entity. This is Prime himself, which probably makes him all the more terrifying knowing he's just as cunning. The purple replaces the red, much like the logos, perfect for their leader, and even the blue gets a dark tone. There's a lot taken from the previous toys. The cylinders seem based on the Studio Series Bumblebee movie figure, but they're not the same piece. Love the transparent green lights and windshield with cracked effect. It's like evil kids played evil street hockey and evilly ran away. I just realized this is a Toxitron backwards. Wheels roll alright, the gray has also been given the dark treatment, and there's various holes to plug stuff in. One on the back for the trailer, but it doesn't come with one. Damn, what will I do without a box? Use the Selects package? It's pretty much the same thing, it just doesn't have wheels. You can store the weapon, and with it, you could probably use the porthole to add more weapons. Doesn't the Ratchet look massive by comparison? This is a rework of the Siege mold as expected, but why is every Earth form Ratchet mold an exclusive? It's so annoying. Hell, the only retail figure is the first Ironhide and Crosshairs. This, however, has been re-engineered to look like the van, but because of that, it does have issues. I like the bright cyan color accents. It's so obnoxious, but with the help of the gray tones, it still comes across as his evil form, which is an accomplishment given he's still white, and that's a bright color. You can still open the panels to add more weapons. Bright cyan for the windows that should have continued to the back, but the feet... so much for hiding. It's like a little kid hiding behind a small tree. I will say, blast effects do be looking good. It's not perfect, but I do enjoy the front with the smooth windshield and well-rounded front bumper. Nice purple Autobot symbol, and you can attach the sirens. Speaking of the top, this was a key change they had to make. The frame of the Siege mold left it out, so parts forming to the rescue. Wonderful. I still don't like it. The frustration is between Cliffjumper's backpack and RC's sorry excuse for anything, but those started from the ground up. They didn't have to rework from a previous mold, so that makes those much worse. I don't know who's in charge of tabs, but you're doing terrible. You need to open the windshield and try to pull out the side windows. They hook under the shoulders, but you can't pull it out all the way until you slightly lift the top. It's a slow process you need to watch out for. Why does it need 4 full pegs to attach it? Not only is that tedious, but it makes it so much harder to remove. You can keep the gun inside though, or leave it plugged into the top. Now that's good weapon storage. What's your excuse, Brawl, you goof? Optimus Prime, along with his #1 medic, makes for an awesome combination in a shattered glass pack, especially if Ratchet still keeps his main color. If he was sold separately, I'm not sure he'd do as well. The size is weird, but they look alright, especially Optimus Prime's truck form, and despite the top section, Ratchet's ambulance is charming. Robot mode. These two tyrannical Autobots certainly make a good pair. I know Ratchet's got a bright color, but Optimus's dark scheme still keeps the set at a dark tone. Considering Ratchet and Optimus work well, who else would be perfect together? Oh wait, This is the War for Cybertron line, and according to the show, do they even like each other? Oh no! Optimus Prime lost his big box and replaced it with a figure. Oh, woe is me. Guess we'll have to deal with it, said sarcastically. This is actually the first time I've experienced the Earthrise Optimus mold, and wow, what a nice looking design, if you don't mind the butt wheels. You can take it off, but why do unnecessary parts forming? Right, Ratchet? It's such a classic, iconic look. I mean, sure, the abdomen is a fake grill, but I think we've accepted it at this point. The color suits it well. It's just oozing with evilness. It also does reuse parts from the Siege mold, simplifying the legs. Strangely enough, the knees still keep the flap, so that peg is just an off-balance annoyance. The proportions also seem a little off. I mean, I don't hate it, but the arm should have extended, and babe, that's a whole lot of leg. Sure, the chest pokes out a bit, but otherwise, this is a pretty solid design. Funny enough, the logo is on the opposite shoulder to the regular version, but it's still on the wrong side from Shattered Glass Optimus. It's also painted over some sculpted texture, so it does break up the logo. The Ratchet's base form is much closer to the Siege Ironhide over the reworked Siege Ratchet that had more work than expected, which makes sense given this is already a heavy retool. But at least there's no Siege scratch marks, so I call that a win. The torso has the appropriate shapes, but the windshield looks broken from the chest. There's a lot more cyan with the lower arms and upper legs, along with a splash of dark gray and lovely purple. There's something spooky about it. Okay, let me know, but this could totally work as a shattered glass sound wave. Can you even fit a cassette in the chest? Well, no, but also yes. The Optimus head is well made, super iconic, with a dark shade on the mouthplate and green on the crest. Ratchet's obviously pretty typical with, again, a dark shade on the face and brilliant purple crest like a sadistic eyebrow. Red eyes on both figures. Did someone say, Articulation? Ball jointed head, shoulders forward and back, out and in, rotation below, elbow bend, wrist rotation, waist rotation, hips out and in, forward and back, rotation below, knee bend, and foot tilt. Optimus also has opening hands, toes, and heels move. Typical War for Cybertron posability with Optimus Prime's knees going pretty far, but can they beat Ratchet's foot tilt? He could casually do the Van Damme! Let's take a look at the accessories. Optimus Prime has the Ion Blaster, which seems short and stubby. There's a joint here for some classy looking storage, but don't let that fool you, it's not everything. Inside the chest is the Matrix of Leadership, but since it's evil, I'm calling it the Matrix of Sour Cream. They painted it over with silver and purple, but cast it in transparent green. I like the idea, especially in the center, but the silver is so thin that it lets too much light through. Although, I kinda like that too. He can hold it, or with the porthole, you can add it to the gun for some reason. If only the arms can reach it better. Stupid big breasts. Ratchet has a smaller handheld gun that could double as a welding tool. Along with that is the parts forming piece that looks like a sled with the attachable sirens. I've been told it can be used like the bow base on the original toy, but yeah, that doesn't look good. To its credit, it's a better gurry than, well, using the whole toy like Siege. You can push forward the peg linked to these 4 blasters. It's a nice idea, but it offsets the peg. On the lower arm, it looks weird with the elbow. On the shoulder, it doesn't make sense with the placement of the gun, but it does cover him like a shield pretty well. I guess it can be a cape, but that's ridiculous. Look, it's Super Medic! Blast ports in places and 5mm portholes, each on the feet, side of the legs, hands, 2 on each arm, and 1 on the back. Wait, which one's the real Optimus? Which one do I shoot? Bumblebee but red. I'm the real Optimus. I like friendship and that other garbage. I have no idea. What's your argument? He's purple, damn it! I've never owned anything close to an actual shattered glass figure, so this is pretty awesome to own. Along with the fact these are War for Cybertron toys, which I love. This is an incredible pack they released together. I feel Optimus Prime would sell, but the fact they added Ratchet as an addition makes it better, considering right away there's a couple of shattered glass figures you could already own. I love this, and special thanks to Trans Aaron 38 for sending this. Just don't expect good table manners from these guys.